Ladies and gentlemen, people of all nations, welcome to the Formula Fiends pre-Austin Grand Prix podcast. Episode 5. We got a stacked list of stuff to talk about. We got top news stories. We got F1 fantasy, betting, a funny segment about driver Rizz, and our poll and podium predictions. My name is Aiden.
I'm Will.
Let's get into this podcast. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
We're working on our intros. We're working on it. So we got finally a good American race.
Yeah.
No foo-foo Miami shit.
No bullshit.
We're drinking American beer, all podcast. We got Fitz on, NASCAR, the Proud Eagle, everything.
Yeah. Little Western style.
Okay, let's just jump into it. Pure news stories, straight off the press. Something that came out today, Alpine star-studded investors.
Yeah.
You hear about this?
I did.
What are your
Pretty
thoughts?
crazy. Well, so let's just name a few.
Okay, yeah.
We got, I think, Patrick Mahomes.
Yep, Patrick Mahomes.
Jason, or what's his name? Kelsey?
Travis
Kelsey.
Yeah, Travis Kelce.
And then like a bunch of other athletes, right?
Yeah,
Like
there's a boxer, there's two soccer players, I think both premier
Yeah,
league
I saw
players. There was Roy McIlroy was in that mix, which is kind of crazy.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, I read F1 had a little article on it, and I read it, and they're all investing through, it's like Orland Capital or something like that.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
all through something, and it was kind of interesting because it gave like little quotes from each person saying like they're excited about investing with Orland Capital.
Yeah.
And it was funny because like only one guy out of all of them said that they were an F1 fan.
Oh,
so
that's
because it was
interesting.
like Patrick Mahomes is like I love investing in all like different sports, and I'm
Yeah.
excited to invest with Orland Capital. Like he didn't mention like
Yeah.
the prospect of F1. I don't think he knows anything about it.
No, I don't think he does.
Probably same with Travis. I think it's just like I feel like they almost paid them some money or give them a discount on investments to like use their name to like boost like hype or something. I don't understand how all that background business works, but like I feel like Mahomes isn't just going to invest in F1 out of nowhere. Like they're coming to him and being like, do this, like this is laid out. We'll give you a discount if you promote it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it seems more of like it's like a social media entertainment investment where they're like looking for these other athletes to just kind of like promote Alpine instead of like actually bring like new ideas and worth to the company.
Exactly. They're not going to touch any of this stuff.
No.
Like maybe they'll come by in Vegas and Mahomes will make an appearance, but like they'll probably pay him to make an appearance.
Yeah, probably.
Like he's not going to be involved. Like it was interesting because we heard this earlier this year with like Ryan Reynolds and the other guy who invested in the soccer team. Was it like
the guy from
Wrexham?
Wexler?
Wrexham?
Something like that.
Some British
thing.
bullshit. But yeah, it just seemed like they actually did something with their investment. Like they made a show about it and stuff, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah,
like Ryan Reynolds. Cool. So like that didn't really surprise me when they invested into Alpine, but like this one, it just seems like they're just adding to the hype.
Yeah, I think it's a hype thing.
I don't know, nothing too crazy, but in other news,
I'm also curious.
Oh yeah,
how much are we talking? How much money are we talking?
Well, I think they said the entire investment was like $200 million, but it was
actually a lot more than.
But it was between those athletes plus, I'm sure, other people / like Orland might have just like pooled money that they have and just did it. So I don't think it's coming straight out of their pockets. Yeah. Like I think it just goes into a big batch and then they invest a little bit and just tie people to investments to build hype.
It's a funny team though, Alpine.
Yeah, it's a weird team to invest in. Like I feel like if I was going like for pure profit, I would almost invest in like Williams right now. Yeah. Because like I feel like they just hired a new technical directive person from Alpine. in July, and I think he's coming at the end of the year. And James Valves is pretty excited for that, and they're thinking like long term with him.
Yeah.
And then like they're just like we're in the slump, so I think they're still valued pretty low and could rise pretty high. So
yeah,
I don't know.
guess Alpine's kind of in the middle.
Yeah,
they
and
have
like
room to grow, but
they have potential, but like they just dropped Otmar. Like they're like in some flux right now. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with all that. I feel like we're not going to see a lot of it. I think it's just going to go into facility development and all that jazz. So
yeah, I don't think it's going to be anything crazy.
Yeah, nothing.
But I'm sure they'll just go to the Las Vegas GP, and that's pretty much
that's it for them.
That's it.
But I guess there was a premier guy who said he was really into it. So
yeah,
like that's cool. Yeah. On other news, I was hiding this from you while we were making our bets and predictions, writing them down. Haas is bringing upgrades.
I heard
big upgrades.
Aerodynamic.
Basically, they said they're copying Red Bull. In a nicer way.
Okay.
Which a lot of teams are doing. So that was interesting. We'll get kind of back to that later, I guess, when we talk about our predictions and betting. But yeah, I hope they do well at this race, home race.
Yeah.
They need a little spice in the team. I feel like they need like a good qualifying or something to spice up morale.
And that's upgrades are right now. They're here.
Yeah, they're at this race, so they're coming for this race, and it could be something like we don't see the full potential yet because they still got to like understand it. It's a sprint weekend, so you know that it's a sprint weekend. Yeah. It's very limited practice, so they might not have a lot of time to understand their car right away.
Yeah, could be better.
What?
Could be better.
That they don't understand it?
No, that there's a sprint weekend. Just more time
just
at like actual pace.
Yeah, actual pace and pushing, but like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how all that works with like they might want to put some flow viz on it and see like what that's doing. Like more like free practice stuff. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, because it seems like their pace hasn't necessarily been horrible. It's just like their deg and their downforce.
Yeah, I think deg's the worst thing. Yeah, just efficiency in general. So, and that's what the Red Bull's good at. And yeah,
because qualifying has been okay.
Yeah, I mean, like their whole problem this whole season is just their tires overheat too fast, and then they just fall off a cliff.
Okay, good for them. That actually gets me excited, dude.
I know, and it's like, also new livery and race suits. You see that?
I saw the race suits. I didn't see the livery.
Livery's pretty similar. It's just got some like stars and just Americanized, I guess. But yeah, good stuff, Haas. Hopefully Gunther's happy. Hopefully the boys down there are happy, and last thing on the news list, Ricardo's back in the car for his favorite race of the season, or so he says.
Does he say that?
Yeah, he like always says like Austin's one of his favorite places to race.
What about Australia?
I mean, I think that's up there too. But like he like dresses up. He goes. That's true. I think he just likes American culture, especially the South. And last year he showed up on a horse. Yeah, which was lit.
That's pretty cool. I was trying to do his. So he had the
handlebar.
Yeah, the handlebar, but I can't do it.
You can't do. Yeah, my hair stops like.
Yeah, same.
Right.
I have like
here.
a gap.
Yeah.
But that would have been pretty cool.
We're young boys.
Did you
Don't
see
get any ideas?
Did you see Kentucky like named him an official colonel of Kentucky?
Daniel Ricciardo?
Yeah, he's like
what?
Well, you know how it's like a Sir Lewis Hamilton?
Is that what that kind of thing is?
I think so. He's like he's a colonel of the state.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, me neither. I thought it was like.
Is that just like an only Kentucky thing?
I don't know.
Huh, that's interesting.
But yeah, he's Colonel
Ricardo.
Ricardo, yeah.
Colonel Ricardo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just hope he does well. I think it was good that he missed Qatar because it sounded like he was on the fence of racing there. But from what we saw with what the drivers had to go through within that race, I think he would have been hurting with his hand.
Yeah.
I think this is he had some good downtime and then back in the car for hopefully an exciting weekend for him.
My only concern is it's another physical race. 20 turns, big lap. Yeah. Could be hot. I don't know the weather. But I
don't either. I don't know the weather either. Probably not insane because we're in middle of October.
Yeah,
so
true.
and like I think it's probably gonna be still like 75 down there is my guess. 70,
probably like perfect temps.
Yeah, like very comfortable, but when you're in the car it gets hot, so yeah, we'll see.
It's not the easiest race to come back to.
No. What would be the easiest? Like a Monza?
Like Hungary? No, I don't know.
No, I think Hungary's pretty tough. I think Monza just straights. Like
that's
lots
true.
of straights and
whatever's like the least amount of turns, right?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Or like most like full. I don't know. Yeah. It's an interesting question. It'd be a question for the drivers.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I'm really excited. We need to see what he's able to do in this AlphaTauri car.
Yeah.
Because we had that time with Liam, which was great. We'll see what he does in his future, but this is like the big matchup we want to see, especially with rumors going around about Checo.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting to see what he can do in the car.
I've seen like way too many posts where it says, like, it's just some random F1 account, and it's like, they're talking about Daniel replacing Checo, and it's just like, who knows?
There's a lot of just hype around that right now.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just kind of like something that just kind of spiraled out of control. Like even Checo's like PR team was commenting about it, and I'm sure he's gonna get a bunch of questions about it on Thursday. Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Just like
on Daniel replacing,
just
Checo?
Like the Checo rumors that he's gonna lose his race seat. I don't know how much you've looked into it, but
I just think like no one knows anything because it's all so confidential, and like these people are signing, like I'm pretty sure they're signing like non-disclosure agreements, like a lot of the team.
Oh, I would assume so.
Yeah, like they can't talk about anything, and then it's like people are like I've been seeing things like Christian Horner wants helmet out, and it's like
I haven't seen that at all. Like
there's
I don't
just
know
so much shit out there.
I think people just do those. There's like in any sports, there's gonna be people who say that shit to try to get people to click on it or get them attention the easy way. But yeah, I think it's all rumors at the moment. I think so. If you had a guess right now, like let's say he does pretty poor in the next 4 races we have left,
like no podiums,
like maybe a crash, maybe bad qualifying here and there. Like what would be your prediction?
My prediction is he gets replaced.
You think if he does poorly in the rest of the year?
And it's interesting because you know how we talk about how like towards the end of the year, especially when a team's doing well like Red Bull, they just start focusing on the next year. Yeah. So like they're not going to be putting, I'm not saying they won't, but like they might not be putting in upgrades for him for these last couple races. So it's like he's probably just going to be fucked. He's like a sitting duck.
Yeah. And I don't think they're going to bring upgrades for him at all. They cater that team for Max all the way. I think even if he does like shockingly bad in the rest of the season, I think they're keeping him
for a whole year.
Let me get to it.
Okay.
And then if it goes the next year, still has his race seat in like the next like 3-4 races, same kind of thing. I think it's a switch, mid-season switch. Yeah. It's Red Bull. They're not afraid to do it. No. And they're respecting some of his contract, so it saves them some money, I would assume. Because if they took him out of the seat, I think they still have to pay him.
It'd be a pretty similar amount, though.
If they had Daniel come in, or they have Daniel come in for like less money.
Because they would still, like you're saying, after 5 races.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be like 5 races out of a 24 race season.
Yeah, I guess they would save a little bit.
They'd save a little bit, and like I bet you there's something in the clause that says if you race during that season, you don't get like the full payout or something. I don't know. Yeah, we will never know what that's like. And they could just throw Daniel in there with probably less money if the season's already going on. So I could definitely see that as a possibility. Could be a clip in the future. This conversation right now. Who knows?
Yeah, I still think. Okay, let's say he does really well this last couple races, which I don't think he will, and then he comes back next season, does well for those 5 races. You think he just continues and stays? So it's I think
it just the planned route after that.
Okay.
And I think they Like, I think it'd be a different story if Daniel Ricciardo did not get injured. Like, I think if we really saw what his performance was like in the AlphaTauri, I think they would be more inclined to make a driver switch. But I think because we've not seen him, they're just going to keep him in the seat because that's, like, the safer bet. And we have seen moments of Checo, not brilliance, but he's gotten wins, he's gotten podiums. So it's like there's a good driver in there. It's just, and he just can't adapt to the car right now. And that's more than what we saw with like when Albon and Gasly were in the Red Bull. Like they were further off than Checo is.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe not in the past like couple races. He's been pretty bad, but in like the whole year, like I guess we didn't see the whole year of both Albon and Gasly, but they weren't close. And I guess Ricciardo was the only one who was close to Verstappen, but that was a long time ago. So
it's also tricky to compare like this season and last season with Checo because it's just like such a different car and they're so dominant.
Different car and like regulations have been in place for a little bit. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be the one making that decision though.
Yeah, we'll see. I hope Checo, if you see this, we're with you. We support you.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Seems like a funny guy too.
Yeah, no. And it's like, I don't want another driver to get shafted by the Red Bull system. And like, dude, if they keep doing this, like drivers won't want to come to Red Bull. I feel like if there's just like no sense of like, we will help you on your lows, then like no one's going to risk it for their career.
Point. There's no family. It's not a family at Red Bull. It's a company.
Yeah, corporate.
But it feels like what do you think are some teams that treat their drivers like more like a family and support the lows?
I don't think Mercedes is one of those. I think for Mercedes is pretty similar. They're very like stat driven. Like they'll drop you. Definitely. It's all like that's pretty much just set in stone. I think definitely like Williams, like some of the back market, like Haas for sure. Like some of those back marker teams are very family oriented because like I think you bond while you're not doing well and struggling. And, like especially like Haas is a small team and I think they're pretty tight and they keep a lot of their people year after year. I also would say out of the top teams, maybe Ferrari. Like I guess it's like Charles is kind of the golden boy of Ferrari, but I think even they've accepted Carlos and they have a good vibe over there. And like Fred Vasseur is the dog and like, I don't know. It seems like more of like a happy environment than some of the other top teams.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I think I would say Ferrari more than I would think usually. But I think like the Charles and Carlos is a really good competitive dynamic, but then also like there's good banter between them and like
they have
like
fun
chill
together, which is cool.
But then I was thinking like McLaren kind of, but I might just be thinking of Lando being there for so long because I kind of forget about the Daniel stuff.
Yeah,
but it's also tricky because like at what point do you drop your driver?
Yeah, that was pretty hard to watch with Daniel in that car. And they did give him time. Like, they worked with him till the end of the season. They didn't drop him halfway through.
Yeah,
like, which I think says a lot. And I think McLaren is more family-oriented. Because, I mean, like, Zach Brown, like, loves his drivers.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
I think McLaren used to be a lot more like Mercedes, like, very corporate, like, boom, boom, boom. Like, we're winning these races, pure drivers, like when Lewis and Fernando were in that car, like there's a bit more like beef in like just like not like the most comfortable team I feel like to go into, but I think they're pretty happy where they are right now. And when you're on the up, I feel like it's a lot easier to be close with each other than when you're at the top and maybe even slightly going down. Yeah, kind of like a Mercedes or I don't know. It's a good question though.
Yeah, I like that question.
That's cool. Okay, do we want to go? Actually, I'll read my stat.
Yeah, let me hear your stat.
I got a little fun stat.
I think we should start doing more stats.
Yeah, because I think they're pretty interesting. So let me give you. I'll ask it first as like a trivia question.
Please, I love trivia.
I'll read you the rest of the stat. Okay, so over the past 3 race weekends, which team has scored the most points out of all the other teams?
I think it's McLaren.
It is McLaren.
Okay.
Which I think is pretty impressive. So they have 104 points over the last 3 weekends.
Jeez,
which is
insane.
A lot, dude. Which is very impressive. Red Bulls have 74, which is all max pretty much.
Literally.
Ferrari 70. So Ferrari pretty close to...
Yeah, it's actually not bad. That's
to Red
more
Bull.
than I thought.
And then Mercedes was 63, which means if they didn't have that chaos with Lewis, I think they would have been probably second best. I don't think they're...
Yeah, second best.
Yeah, probably second best. And then Aston Martin with 13. Not good. Yeah, which just tells you a lot about where the teams are at right now. It's like, because I think it's kind of easy to get caught up in the hype, but like if you take into account Lewis not getting points in Qatar, like they're pretty even, or they'd be beating Ferrari and Red Bull, which would be pretty impressive still. Yeah. And just how bad Aston Martin is currently is shocking.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to watch, honestly, at this point.
Yeah.
Because you just feel bad for, like, the team as a whole. You feel bad for Fernando. And then it's also, like, you feel bad for Lance. But, yeah.
Do you feel bad for him?
I don't know if feel bad is the right feeling, but it's, like, kind of, a little bit.
He wasn't there at the start of the season when he was good, when the team was good.
More so,
yeah. But
at least he was like a top 10 driver.
Fernando still was kicking his ass, dude.
Yeah, it's true.
Like Fernando was getting podium, like top 2. Like, yeah. And Lance was just back in like P8. And then it's like, it's just shifted where it's a worse car. So he's out of the points and Fernando's low in the points.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel bad for Fernando and the team. Not for the Strolls, to be honest.
The Strolls.
Both him and his dad. I don't know. I think that team will bounce back because they got the new factory going on. Do you know about that?
No, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, huge factory development going on. It's pretty cool. They got some cool YouTube videos of them like in construction. New wind tunnels coming for both Aston Martin and McLaren. So that will be
that's
cool,
interesting.
Cool to watch.
Did you know? I learned this like probably a month ago. So when they test with their wind tunnel, they make car models because they don't use a full size car. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it's like 30% of the car.
Yeah, so it's like
a tiny little.
It's probably as big as this table.
Yeah, probably. But it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah,
because it's like,
is that a regulation though?
No, it's just you're saving money. Because you're not making a massive car and spending the resources on materials. It's like you get the same effects. They just gotta change the ratio.
Yeah, that's true.
And maybe there is a little bit of difference. It's probably not as. It's probably more complicated than how I'm putting it, obviously. But yeah, I think it's cool, and I think the wind tunnels aren't massive too, so I think that could be a factor. Yeah,
I thought it looked kind of silly though.
Yeah,
because I saw pictures.
Because you look at it and it like does like close up and you're like, damn, that's like a big car. And then someone walks in next to it and it's like almost like an RC car.
Yeah, it looks like a big RC car.
Yeah, funny stuff. Should we go into fantasy?
I think we should.
Fantasy. You want to go first this time?
I think I went first last time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. You want me to go first?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
F1.
Coming off the back of a bad fantasy weekend for me. He beat me while I used a chip.
Yeah.
Don't you have to use a chip?
Yeah. I have to use chips for the rest of the year.
Yeah. So I think I can skip this weekend with a chip and be okay. Which I did. I didn't use a chip.
These are the standings right now, people.
Okay. So I have classic ×2 DRS boost Max Verstappen. I have Lando and Oscar.
Okay.
So double down on McLaren, which I'm not super confident on because it's like, I don't know. It's a hard track to predict.
Yeah, it's a very tricky track.
I think Mercedes are sneaky going to be good here, but we'll get into that later.
Sure.
And then I have in my fourth slot Nico Hülkenberg. And then I have K-Mag.
Oh, Haas heavy.
Haas heavy.
Heavy on the
McLaren heavy. and I have McLaren team and Red Bull team.
Cool.
So
this guy really thinks upgrades matter.
Yeah. So I did it. My team before that was 2 AlphaTauris.
Oh.
So I just like, I had only to change 2, and I don't think AlphaTauri is going to be any good here. So I'm just like, kind of threw it all in the basket, and I'm going to see what's going to happen.
Okay. Why do you think AlphaTauri is not going to do well?
It's a weird track, and I think like they're going to struggle to set up their car.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I think Ricardo might be rusty.
Yeah.
I want him to do good, but I think it might be a hard session for them.
It's a hard
weekend for them.
Yeah, it's a hard one to come back to.
Yeah.
Okay, so I used the I don't even know what it is. Oh, no negative chip.
Mm-hmm.
It's like nothing crazy.
I've used that one before.
Yeah. So I start with the classic Verstappen ×2.
Mm-hmm.
George Russell.
Oh, okay. I like that call. I actually do like that call.
I thought last weekend I was like, you know what? Mercedes looks good. The way they were just moving through the field. I was going to go with Carlos. But then I was like,
Ferrari's a little risky.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And like Charles, no one said shit about Charles last weekend. Like he did like a solid P6 probably.
Yeah, I don't remember. And he was just absent the whole.
Yeah,
he's been absent the past couple races.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, why not Lewis Hamilton? Is it a money thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what the price difference is?
I think it was like 25 for Lewis, 20 for George.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. Good sacrifice.
Yeah, 25.
Hopefully he doesn't lock up into turn 1 again, like last year. George.
Oh yeah. Watching that highlight, I was like, fuck.
It was he'll learn. He'll learn.
Yeah, so I feel good about G. Russell, Oscar Piastri.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of mixing it up with the McLaren. And then Yuki and Zhou.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what Zhou will do. Because they had a good race last weekend, but who knows if that was just a fluke or if they're going to come back and do something a little spicy again.
It was also Carlos and Lewis didn't finish, so it's like 2 places.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. And then I got the classic Red Bull McLaren.
Yeah. All right. I like that better than mine, to be honest. Yeah. Well, it's just because I could only transfer 2 drivers, so it's just like...
I only transferred... I switched George and Carlos.
Yeah. But, like, you've had a pretty balanced fantasy...
Yeah.
For a while. My team's been... I've just been trying to do something different to kind of gain, and I think it's been kind of hurting me in the long run. But we'll see. It could be a really good weekend for me. Because I'm putting all my eggs in, like, a couple teams. So it's like you're more spread out, which is probably smart.
Yeah.
But mine could hit.
I think McLaren could do pretty well, or they could just do as well as Ferrari and Mercedes.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be pretty even.
Yeah, I think
it's such like a
good
the track is so like there's certain sectors that are all pretty different.
Yeah.
So it's like they're probably each gonna be strong in certain areas, and I'm excited.
Yeah. Can I go into asking you about the track history?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay. So I did a little bit of research. This is just surface level research. I think it was built in I think they finished.
Can I guess?
Yeah, sure.
Finished. Oh, I shouldn't guess. Finished the track.
I don't even know if I know it. I didn't even write it down.
I'm gonna go 2010. I think it was
like either 2010 or 2012. I think they might have started in 2010, finished in 2012, or maybe like the first F1 race was 2012.
Here, let me look this up, because I say that I had a little bit because I saw one of Vettel in a Red Bull on the highlights.
Oh,
because I watched like F1's top 5 battles in Austin or something, and I saw Vettel I think in a Red Bull. So that's what made me kind of go that direction. So COTA.
Are we talking when it was first F1 race or when it was completed construction?
I'm going to look up both. Okay. So COTA F1's first race. So the first F1 race was 2012.
Okay, yeah.
But let me look when the track opened.
I think it was 2010. I think it was originally for other disciplines.
I know MotoGP races there.
Yeah.
But I think GT3 cars race there. I think it was meant for everything.
Yeah.
I think that was the goal. It was gonna be like, because it's called Circuit of the Americas. I think it was supposed to be like North America's like big F1 track, and it's doing pretty
IndyCar
well
too.
Yeah, does IndyCar race there?
They do IndyCar there.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that for some reason.
And I think they did like a NASCAR thing there.
Yeah, they do NASCAR there, which is honestly like I watched that race.
Yeah.
And it was like raining and it was NASCAR.
That's
on like
cool.
Like they called it like a street track almost because they're like just used to turning left, or like a non-oval. It was chaos. I need to show you that highlight. It was something else.
Yeah, because there's like no downforce pretty much, right?
Yeah, they're just like cars and they're just like quick. And like, no down, like they're meant to be slippery.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it opened 2012. So it opened right when they started racing there for F1. So I feel like it wasn't a horrible guess.
No, that was a pretty good guess.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so you know that it was inspired by some other tracks, certain aspects.
I've like recognized some copying. I didn't know they like admitted to.
I think they did.
Okay.
Because I looked into it and it's like there's very similar areas. So let me hear what you think.
Can I ask how many you have written down? Okay. The easy one, the S's, Sector 1, Suzuka.
Or
I mean like Silverstone, Maggots and Beckett's.
That's what they say, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, do you know others?
I guess like in Sector 3 there's that quick right-hand turn which maybe could be Parabolica in Monza?
No, but maybe though. That's the thing is like I looked at all the tracks on the F1 website and it's like there are similarities.
Is it that fast right is compared to something? Am I on the...
No, I don't think so.
I'll go...
It's kind of tricky.
Can you give me some hints?
They're not on the F1 schedule.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They have been, though, I think.
I don't think I'll get them then.
Okay. Turn 12 through 15, Hockenheim.
Wait, let me pull up a track.
Yeah, pull up a track.
Yeah, that Hockenheim is a cool track, though.
So it's the stadium section. It's turn 12 through 13 is the stadium section on Hockenheimring.
Circuit. You want to look at this too. So you said 12 through 16?
15. So it's like this thing.
Oh, okay. So it's like the straight into turn 1 right there, and then it goes around. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think it's mirrored.
Yeah. It's like, you got to go like that. Have you played that in any games yet? I told you to play.
Is that in?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's Nürburgring, I think. Or is Hockenheim different?
I think it's different.
I think it's the same thing.
Oh, maybe.
Okay. I gotta look this up too.
And then what is it?
Oh wait, no, I'm an idiot. Hockenheim is
so it's that stadium
is here.
Yeah, it's that stadium section.
Oh, dude. I think I know.
It's German, I believe.
So it's German, but it's not the Nürburgring track?
No, I don't even think F1 ever races on it. They maybe used to.
They did.
Oh.
It shows right there.
Oh.
Like, I'm guessing 2010 again, like 2009. I don't know. That McLaren looks like it.
So you see the section I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. It is also like the Nürburgring track that's in Assetto Corsa. It's like a hairpin that goes like around and then kind
Yeah.
of like a wider like left. So I guess like
It's kind of a common racing like track design.
it's because it's good.
Yeah.
It works. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can totally see it. Like right there.
Yeah. So it's just mirrored or flipped or something.
Okay. And then
there's one more, and it is the.
Here, let me go to the track map again, and then tell me which ones they are, and I'll try to guess.
Okay, it's this section right after that stadium.
So 16 through 20, like this.
Yeah, it's that U.
And just the U.
Just the U.
It's kind of like there's like 4 apexes there, but I think they only take like 2 of them.
Yeah, it's kind of unique.
Is it the Spanish track?
No.
No, it's not Spanish.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's not like the Barcelona one. There's another Spanish one called.
No, it's not Spanish.
Okay.
But I mean, again, it like very well could be. They all like could be.
Is it?
My immediate thought was Qatar because like we just watched it.
Yeah,
like,
I thought that, but I'm like, no,
Apex.
they wouldn't copy that track.
Yeah, exactly.
Which yeah, it's close. Are you sure it's not Spanish?
Yeah.
Or no, it's Portuguese. Is
No,
it the Portuguese?
it's not Portuguese.
Portimao? No. Okay. You want to just throw it my way?
Istanbul.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, pull it up.
They raced there? You're right.
Yeah, they used to. That's where
to.
Pierre won his race, which is kind of crazy. It's that turn right there. That 1, 2,
boom.
3, 4.
No, yeah, this is okay. So
It's Turkey.
I was thinking of this track that it was in Spain or Portugal, but I was thinking of this track
Because they kind of have that like Spanish feel.
Yeah, because I've raced on this in the virtual world. And I watched it in 2021.
Oh yeah.
And I remembered like the G-force was like massive around that. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is all coming back. Like it was raining. Lewis and Checo had a battle here where he pushed him off. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. I actually enjoyed that track, and I think
there was like a cool track.
There was talks that they would bring it back.
Like that sector right there, like with that big loop and then like a couple turns like that. That's kind of unique.
Yeah, and it's downhill a little. I think it's modeled after Brazil, actually.
Oh.
That turn.
Yeah, a lot of like influence. Like when you really look at them.
Well, yeah, and like there's certain designers. Like there's one designer, I forget his name, but he's created a lot of F1 tracks.
Pretty cool.
My least favorite out of his was Russia, the Sochi track. Horrible track.
I couldn't think of it. I think you told me about it though.
Yeah, it's ass. Just flat and gross and Russian. But yeah, that was fun. Fun little segment.
Yeah.
We should have ordered the whiteboards.
Yeah.
We should do that on Amazon.
Definitely. We could draw.
Yeah, so we can like both have a quiz and see what's
Yeah.
going on. Could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, because when you looking at the tracks is pretty fun.
Yeah, and just like F1 history. It'd be
Yeah.
fun just to like, because I like that. I like looking that up on like YouTube and stuff. So it'd be fun to test the knowledge and then maybe share a little bit about it, what we find out.
Yeah. So I also found out that there's a certain type of clay or like geology. I think it's clay or some sort of rock that they built COTA on, and when it rains, it like expands and shit. So they had problems with it, and then they resurfaced it, but there's still issues with like bumps on the track.
Like they just form.
Yeah.
Just because it's like bad
Yeah,
soil.
it's just like bad soil.
Huh.
So, so there's been complaints, I think especially in IndyCar, or it might have been F1 too, but look out for like bumpy sections and stuff.
Interesting. I know the run up to turn 1 can be bumpy, and that's like on that hill. So I wonder if that's what's going on there.
I think it's like all over.
It's like weathering, and
they had to resurface the whole thing.
When I was there in Austin earlier this year, it like when it rained too. So that might be part of it. Where it just like gets under the track and it's clay, so it's like the water has nowhere to go, so it goes like in between the clay and the track. Yeah, and just like fucks it up. Because that's right? Like, I think clay, water can't go through clay well or at all.
Yeah, something like that.
That's interesting though. Well, watch out.
Yeah, watch out for it, guys.
Do you think that could affect Red Bull? Because Singapore is a bumpy track, and that's why they had to raise the ride height. Oh. And that's what made him have the poor performance there.
Maybe then. I don't know how big of an issue it is right now, and for F1 cars specifically, but I don't know, dude. Because it's also it's a tricky track because it's high downforce on certain areas. Because there's like these tight turns and shit like that.
High speed, yeah.
But then there's also
low speed turns.
Yeah, low speed turns. Yeah. But then there's also high speed turns like the S's and like straightaways and stuff like that. So
it has everything.
It's gonna be interesting.
I do have a little bit of beef with the track in that once it gets to that third sector, it's pretty hard to overtake. Yeah. Like you see good wheel-to-wheel battles there, but it's got to be where like the person out in front has like old tires on. Oh, there's like a little bit of that. But like we did see like K-Mag and Seb fighting for the last lap, which was cool, and like leaving each other room. But yeah, like the big overtaking is turn 1 and then that final back straight into turn 12. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a track where it could be boring or it could be extremely exciting. Yeah. It's like, it's going to be dependent on conditions, set up. I think the sprint's going to be interesting because they're not going to have any time to set up their car. Oh, yeah. It's one practice and then qualifying.
Yeah, we got to watch that.
The practice?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm down too.
Yeah, why not?
See another Leclerc movie magic, Top Gun music finish. It's your favorite part of the podcast. I got to piss.
I have to piss too.
Well, one of us is keep talking.
All right, I'm pissing.
Okay, go first.
Should I set this down?
Yeah, just set it down and be quiet about it. So fans, don't forget to comment. We respond to every comment, remember. Preferably suggestions about video ideas you want to see, stuff we could do better, quality wise. But yeah, enjoying doing it. Expect more shorts coming out soon. We released our first one last week, and it did all right. It did big on TikTok for some reason, and we have like no following or anything on TikTok. I don't know if that's like we created an account and they're like, let's push this video to see what happens. But yeah, I think it's just something that will be fun to do, and we set it up where Will can edit at home now, so it's not just me editing. I'm talking about the content that's gonna be coming out. More shorts. We got a better system in. Now it's my turn to go piss.
Yeah, I'll just take over. Getting excited about releasing all these videos and stuff. We're gonna try to do more shorts because they're just fun to make. Like, I don't know if you guys saw, Aiden made one, and it was about the Mercedes collision, and he just put in like funny pictures of like Latifi, and yeah, it's just like fun stuff to do. So stick along, comment suggestions, give some really critical feedback. Yeah, we're gonna do some shout outs, some giveaways. Should we do our sponsor right now?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Start it off. Sponsor.
Okay, today's episode is brought to you by Coors Light. the crisp, delicious beer, cold as the Rockies.
Brewed in the Rockies. Yeah, make sure the mountains are blue when you consume.
Yeah.
12 ounce cans.
No.
Better price. 16 ounce cans.
16 ounce.
Sorry. Better price. Just a delicious beer. One of my go-tos.
Yeah, tell me, because I know you're a Coors guy.
I'm not Coors.
Actually, probably shouldn't say I'm not a Coors guy.
Yeah.
I like Coors guys.
Way better than I would say the rival Bud Light.
Yeah.
Not for what's been going on in reputation.
Yeah, it's just a better beer.
It's just like, yeah, it's just better beer. It's clean. It's cheap. It's just like, when I think of beer, I think of Coors Light, and sometimes you get off work on a Friday and that's what you want, is just a clean, simple, cold beer.
Yeah, it's a really good American light beer compared to a lot of other ones.
Perfect to consume at any sporting event, including this weekend's Austin Grand Prix, where 450,000 people will attend. Wow. Last year, biggest on the calendar, attendance-wise.
That's crazy.
Pretty cool. That's
a lot of people.
We do live shows. Coors is going to be there in every step of the way of your life. Think Coors, think Formula Fiends, brewed in the Rockies, Coors Light.
50% discount off 12-pack of 18-ounce beers.
18 ounce?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, these are 18
These
ounces.
are 16.
Oh, okay. 16 ounces.
It's not an ad if you don't mess up. Yeah.
Who says that? Should I redo it?
No. You keep on.
Yeah, 50% off. Use code FIEND. Yeah, link
in the description. It supports the channel. You don't have to do it, but it's how we stay afloat.
Yeah, we don't have jobs. This is all we do.
Yeah, this is our professional. As you can see, this is our professional attire.
Speaking of attendance and popularity.
Ooh, bang.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
That's all right. I was trying to explain the popularity of F1 and kind of like, because I was explaining it to my siblings who don't really understand it. Mm-hmm. And I showed... So, okay, let me ask you. How many followers do you think Tom Brady has? AKA, he's like known as the GOAT of...
I'm going to go like 35 million.
I think it's 13.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess 35 is a lot.
How many do you think Lewis Hamilton has?
Like 80?
35. 80 is a lot.
Okay, I don't know Instagram followers like that.
But it
pretty bad guesses. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. But
maybe who is like the most followers?
I think like
a
Kim
sports,
Kardashian.
like as a sports.
Oh,
athlete.
probably like Ronaldo or Messi.
Yeah. And they might be in like the hundreds because it's soccer. But like F1's like I know
it's global.
The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in 2021, Max v. Lewis was the most watched sporting event of that year, I'm pretty sure.
Wow, that's actually kind of insane. More than the Super Bowl.
More than the Super Bowl for sure. There's like there was no World Cup. It was more than Premier League finals. I think it was the biggest of that year.
Yeah, it's very
I'm sure the World Cup is more viewers. But
definitely.
It doesn't happen every year, and that was a special race. So, yeah, I'm like, that's pretty wild.
Yeah. I think it's just like, it's not popular in America.
No. I mean, it's getting there. And
it's getting there.
I mean, Austin's showing that.
3 races in America.
I think Miami's so stupid, to be honest.
Dude, I think Vegas is stupid.
Well, we haven't had it yet. I would say give it the benefit of the doubt. We'll see how it goes. But I think it's going to be more like Miami, where it's just like, it's almost going to be like too Americanized.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I hope the racing's good. I don't think it will be.
I don't think it's going to be good. Dude.
I don't think it will be.
The track looks like shit.
It looks bad.
It looks bad.
They just like, I don't know. It's just like, if I was making the decisions, I know it's like tough and it's hard to get rights to do places, but I think you got to do more racetracks.
Yeah.
Other than street circuits.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I'm tired of these street circuits, dude. it's not good for racing most of the time.
Yeah.
Like Baku, I'd say, is my favorite straight track, and because that has a little like bit more like spice with like the castle section and like
it's like historically pretty kind of,
and it's like difficult and it's good, no room for error. I guess like Monaco is also like good,
classic.
but like bad racing, like great qualifying, bad racing. And just like there's some really good tracks in America that people don't talk about or even think about for F1. That would be 100 times better than Miami.
Yeah. My thing with it is it's like it's all about the hype. The fans that are going are paying like 1,000 plus, maybe hundreds of dollars to go to these races.
Like we're not even thinking about going to one because it's just like the one we could afford would be Austin, would be COTA.
Yeah.
But it's still
like including the flight and all that.
$500. And it's going to be at minimum $600 round trip flight.
Yeah.
And then you got to stay in a hotel. I guess we could stay with my cousin.
Stay with Dommy. Shout out Dom.
But like that's still like not counting food, beverage.
I'm gonna get a T-shirt that's like 100.
Yeah. We're going to bars after the race. So it's just like our sponsorships haven't gotten us there yet.
No, we're not monetized. 21 subs.
Yeah,
it's pretty good, guys.
We're doing good.
Thank you for watching.
Also, just like I'm less concerned about subs. I like just like views. I love reading the comments.
Yeah,
like just any
comments.
interaction is just cool to see because we're just a couple guys who like watching Formula One and we don't have a lot of people to talk about it with.
Yeah,
so,
we're kind of on a desert around here.
Yeah,
we got Rizz Benson. Shout out Rizz Benson.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much.
I don't think he even knows about this podcast.
No,
I should text him.
Yeah, I'm sure he would like actually.
Yeah, I'm sure he
like enjoy it. That's funny. What if he watches this?
Yeah, this is the first podcast he watches, and we're talking about
him.
Yeah, but besides that, Rizz Benson knows about it. But then everyone else I meet is like, oh, yeah, I know F1, and I tried talking about it, and they're like, oh, I don't watch it.
Like Drive to Survive.
Yeah, it's just Drive to Survive, which is like where we started, but we've elevated.
We've
evolved.
What I was saying earlier is like all the fans that are going are there because of the hype around it, not because they enjoy good racing, opposed to like, let's say you go to Hungary where the tickets are like $100, but everyone there understands it and loves it.
There's no
doesn't
clout.
give a shit.
There's no clout. And like
it's all gonna be influencers at Vegas.
Yeah, it's just that's exactly. It's gonna be like worse than Miami. It's gonna be like The Rock's gonna be there, and like just like random celebrities. Yeah, and which is like cool for the sport to like see them appreciate it or like at least go. But they're going because it's a big event. Yeah. They're not going because they enjoy it. And I think there's some celebrities that do, but most do not.
No. I just don't know if it's like a sustainable business plan. Like I think for the time being it is. And I think people will get more into it. But
like they're still selling out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and they're paying a lot of money.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And I think maybe just U.S. is a big enough population where they can do that, and there's enough wealthy people who are willing to do it. But yeah, it's hard for the average folk.
I saw this Red Bull thing where it was like, win a chance to hang out with Red Bull.
I've done so many of those.
Oh, you've done it?
I've just done like I had like for both like Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari. I was on the email list, and they'd send shit like that, and you enter, and just you'll never hear back ever. Just the chances are just so low.
Well, this one was like a bidding thing. And I was like,
really?
I was like, oh my God, that'd be so cool. Aiden and I go, we win it. That'd be awesome. So I go onto the website and it's like bids at $21,000. And I was like, who? I get if you're like, super rich and you want to meet them. Like, that's pretty cool. But like, that's so exclusive. And it's like, Red Bull, you don't need more money unless they're donating it.
But like,
it's like do like a random pick of like some F1 fan.
McLaren does a lot of that, which I respect.
That's cool.
But you also got to think like F1's known for its glitz and glamour.
Oh yeah.
Like it's been known to be a rich person's sport. And
that's
like,
fair.
Monaco's, that's what that is.
Yeah.
But just in Europe. So I don't know. It goes both ways. I think we're just speaking because we have no money, so we're a little on the fence that way. But yeah, I would agree with most of that, though.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do a video. I saw a thumbnail for it, but it was like going to the cheapest race.
Oh yeah,
for the least amount of money. So I think it'd be cool if we did a video where we like do the cheapest race, stay at like hostels, eat like ramen.
I think the cheapest race would still be COTA.
Really?
Yeah. Because you're not flying to like, I guess like ticket price wise, I think Hungary's the cheapest.
Yeah.
But you still have to fly across the world.
You can do some like cheap like
Some
5-stop
sketchy
48-hour plane rides.
Take the train through Europe.
Yeah. Well, like you take like
flying into London, take the train to Hungary.
Yeah, dude. It'd be fun.
That'd be a crazy video.
Because we could definitely figure out like what the actual cheapest
one
is like total. Pretty easily. That'd be pretty cool. So we're gonna do that, guys.
We could do that. That could be like a video in the off season.
Yeah.
That we just like
figure
that out
during the on season.
Well, we would plan it in the off season, the cheapest.
True.
I think that'd be a good little
I'm down
segment.
for that though.
Yeah.
I'm actually Hungarian. My mom is. Do you know?
Really?
That? Yeah.
I took one of those DNA tests and it circled all of Europe. And I was like sick. I was like, cool.
I found out I was 12.5% Uzbek.
Uzbekistan.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's wild.
So maybe
USSR.
That's kind of near Baku, a little bit.
Yeah,
because where's that?
Azerbaijan.
Yeah, same
it's like
kind of
little,
area.
like, yeah, it's a little
Northern
northeast
Asia.
Yeah,
Northeast Asia.
Or just east. Yeah, should we get back on topic?
Yeah, we should probably get back on topic.
Betting. I think we just go into betting.
Yeah. The fun stuff.
Okay. I went first in fantasy. You go first in betting.
Sure. Yeah.
Is that what you're implying? My couch swallows things.
Yeah. Good luck. So I took a picture of it. Okay. So my model changed. Previous weeks I've gone for like 1, 2, or 3 bets.
Mm-hmm.
And then I use like all my $10. But this time I did 5 bets, all for $2.
Yeah. That's like similar to what I did.
Okay.
But I like that. You're spreading it out.
Yeah.
It's like your fantasy team.
Yeah.
You got different drivers and different teams.
It's like
risk management.
Yeah, you diversify your portfolio.
Oh, for like stocks and stuff. Yeah.
Diversify.
Same idea. Yeah.
Okay, so I went Yuki top 10 finish.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of bold, but
can you say the payout?
Yeah, $2 for 6.
Okay, that's like
it's not a lot though.
It's not a lot.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It was like sneaky,
but it's like
that's plus 300. Like that's possible.
I could see it though.
Yeah.
Especially if there's some DNFs or something, like that could happen very easily.
Yeah. And then we got George Russell Podium.
I like that.
$2 for 5. And then Carlos Sainz Podium. $2 for 11.
That's a good payout.
Yeah, pretty good payout.
Yeah.
Pierre Gasly top 6
again.
Yeah. I did that last week. Did not go very well.
It was close for a little bit.
Yeah, but he also had problems.
Yeah,
Pace looked good. He looked good in qualifying.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like he kind of has that edge where he's kind of like he wants to beat Esteban. He wants to get up there. He seems very mature right now, which I'm looking forward to.
What's the payout on that?
18. 2 for 18.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
I really like that one. I also want to say before you move on.
Sure.
I know we talked about Mercedes beef.
Yeah.
That's a team that could have some beef.
Oh, Alpine?
Like they get competitive with each other. I guess we could talk about that maybe after betting, but
sure.
I don't want to ruin. Was that all your bets?
No, I have one more.
Yeah, I did say that. But I just want to throw that out there.
Can you guess what it is?
Can you give me the bet and I'll guess the driver or team? Or would that ruin it?
No. Okay, so it's a driver finished top 10, $2 for $24.
$2 for $24. I'm gonna go Kevin Magnussen.
Logie Sargent. Dude. Come on. USA.
That would be sick. Dude. That would be sick.
I'm pretty sure he's from Texas.
Florida. Close.
Fuck.
Close.
There goes my bet. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Okay, but USA.
I like that.
I know,
like
dude.
that call.
And I thought, like, why not? Home race.
Yeah.
Let's just do it. $2.
Everyone was saying that Miami did shit. But that was early in the season.
Yeah,
this
we'll
could
see.
be his redemption story.
It could be.
It's not kilometers anymore. We
No,
got miles,
we got
baby.
miles, baby.
We got miles, baby.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that one.
That's a fun one to root for. I
Yeah,
feel like too.
yeah.
Because you want him to do good in America. So it's
Yeah.
like a good bet where it's just like you're rooting for both.
Yeah. I'm excited for that one. But yeah, so I really spread it out.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to win at least one of them.
I think so. I think you did some pretty good bets.
Pretty safe.
Yeah.
Like the George and Carlos.
I
I
would
it's
say
gonna be interesting.
it's like some of those bets I thought would be a higher payout than they were.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just betting's fucking hard, dude.
Yeah, it's tricky.
And also part of me excuse me. Coors Light, best burps in the industry. I was gonna say, like, I was thinking about betting Ferrari and even putting them in my fantasy, but
Yeah.
I don't know where they're gonna be this weekend.
I don't know either.
I have no idea. It's gonna be because it's such a weird tire. It's gonna be a tire race. I feel like it's gonna come down to, and it's just like with
'cause a lot of
Ferrari, you
dag.
never really know what their strategy is. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's so many questions I have out there for that team.
Yeah.
So we will see. But I'm hoping.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a really good midfield weekend.
Like close
Yeah.
midfield weekend.
I think it's like. I hope Red Bull or Max doesn't do well, but but I think it's very hard to predict because it's such a like different track and
Yeah.
it's very. I don't mean to say diverse again, but it's a very diverse track.
Yeah, and there's a diverse range of like, I guess, performance that teams like are accustomed to.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. I said that pretty poorly.
I'm very excited.
And also like I like Carlos over Charles because he out qualified him last time.
Yeah.
In COTA. So good stuff, Will.
Yeah.
I'm
hope,
excited.
man.
I'm excited. No, I think those are some good picks.
Yeah. And it's fun because I'm rooting for your picks. You're rooting for my picks. It's both of our money.
Yeah. We both put money in it. We're both in it together. It's not like fantasy where we're butting heads.
Yeah.
So it's all fun.
Yeah.
I have 7 picks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
With $10.
Yeah.
I hope it adds up to $10. I think I did. 1, 2,
Sure it
3,
does.
4, 5. Yeah, I'm not even gonna count. It's okay. So I'll kind of group this into sections so it's a little bit more digestible. So you don't cough on what I'm trying to say.
Sorry, guys.
Choking on your spit. Something.
Choking on my
Take a sip.
choking on my wonderful beer.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, restart what you were saying. Sorry.
So I'm gonna clump it up into segments, so you don't choke on anything when you're trying to digest it. So I'm gonna go with. I have 3 quali predictions, not sprint quali, normal qualifying. So my thinking behind this was there's 1 free practice, then straight into qualifying. The teams are gonna have a hard time getting the setup right before. It's a weird track. It's a bumpy track, like what you said.
Mm-hmm.
I think Red Bull's going to struggle, not as much as what they did in Singapore. I think their race pace is still going to be good, but I think they're going to lack in qualifying pace straight after 1 free practice.
Okay.
So I did
like that.
3 quali predictions, and I basically spread a net out for anyone beating Red Bull. So I bet you could bet on a team to quali to get first pole position qualifying.
Okay.
So I bet Mercedes, bet $1 to win 12. So if Lewis or George gets pole position, I win that bet.
Oh wow.
Which is kind of cool.
That is pretty cool.
And it's still a good payout. $1 for $12.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's good. That's already half my money back right there. And then I just did Oscar and Lando bets. I each put $1 on each of them. Oscar pays out 12. Lando pays out 7. So it's basically I have the McLaren drivers and the Mercedes drivers for pole position. And if I win any of those, I get a pretty good payout.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good guess, dude.
Yeah, I like it.
I like the Mercedes one too.
I'm spending $3 for like I think a decent possibility.
Yeah.
Of
and your logic
4
is,
drivers.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think Mercedes qualified really well last week.
Yeah.
And
it's a very different track, but yeah, I think they're motivated right now, which is a big thing too.
Yeah.
I think Lewis wants that second spot in the constructors. I think George wants like kind of a redemption weekend.
Mm-hmm.
He still did good last weekend, but a big mistake.
Yeah.
Between the two drivers, like it wasn't really his fault, but
yeah.
I think they're going to be both coming out firing. So I like that call. And then my next bet is similar to what I was explaining for my qualifying like evidence. I had Max versus the field, and I picked the field. So basically Max to lose the race, I bet $2 to win 6.5, which isn't a lot.
It's not a lot,
but if it like I think he will be better in the race, but turn one's dangerous and who knows what's going to happen. So
yeah.
I kind of like that call too. I kind of wish it was more for the field, but I feel like this weekend, even the betting people don't know what's going on. So there wasn't a lot of big payouts for stuff like that. Like Max is favored, obviously, but not by as much as he is at other races. So, which I think is interesting.
That is interesting.
And then I have a Lando win.
Ooh.
For $1 to win 12.
Okay.
Which I feel like should be more.
Yeah, I agree.
He is the second favorite currently. And I think, I'm a Lando Norris guy.
Yeah.
I think I almost have to bet $1 on him for the rest of the races just in case it happens.
Yeah. I kind of like that.
Because I stand by my boy, and if I wouldn't have done it while he won, I'd be kicking myself. So
yeah,
I'm doing it, and when it hits, I'm celebrating. We're popping champagne. It's gonna be glorious times.
Fun.
I've waited 3 years for this religiously. This one I really like. I have K-Mag top 10. Haas upgrades.
I like that.
$3 to win 15.
Okay, that's not as much as
it's not as much as you would think, but it's a good payout. Because if that hits, that's pretty much all my money back.
Yeah,
it's like
that is your money back. It's more than your money.
Oh no, it's
you bet
$2 short.
You bet 10, did you not?
Oh yeah, you're right. I was thinking 20 for some reason.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's way more than my money back.
Yeah. Like if any of these kind of hit,
it's the course light. Please drink and drive responsibly.
Just don't do it.
Yeah. So, and then my last one, I know there's a lot here. I had one more dollar left. I didn't know what to do. I just threw in a Lando sprint win, 1 for 7.
I kind of like that.
It's just like it's a sprint. It could happen. He could be like Piastri, where he wins his first race in F1 in a sprint, which is like a little boring, but it's one where I feel like if Max isn't comfortable, he won't be like pushing flat out to win that race.
Yeah.
It means less to him. He has a championship. It's a sprint race for 8 points. I think other drivers have a little bit more grit than he does right now. And,
definitely. Just naturally.
Yeah. And just like, I think that's just a decent bet to throw in there. So it's like all my picks are a little gutsy, but I think I spread them out enough where if one hits, I'll be in a pretty good position. So I just need 1 out of 7.
I like the K-Mag one.
I really like the K-Mag
one. The top 10 ones are kind of fun.
Yeah, I think those are a good call. And I'm hoping Haas needs this. Come on. And I could have gone Nico, and I would have preferred to go Nico, but he was plus 400, and K-Mag was plus 500. So I'm like, if I'm picking a Haas, I'm just
greedy bastard. What if fucking K-Mag does it?
Does it? No, I bet K-Mag.
Or what if
Nico does it, I'll be pretty mad.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fucking annoying.
Pretty mad. And I did the math, and my max payout, if everything hits, is $10 for $52. So
okay, that's pretty good.
yeah, times 5. Like, it probably won't happen, but as long as I get some money back, I think I'll be pretty happy.
Yeah,
especially after the duds we've kind of had recently.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that.
I think I should mention last week McLaren finished only, was it like 5 seconds behind Max?
Yeah,
It's not bad.
and qualified poorly.
Yeah. So I think, I don't know, I think it says a little bit about both teams, but especially Red Bull might not be as comfortable as they maybe were earlier. I don't know. It's tough to say.
I want to agree with that, but I would say that was such a weird race that
Yeah, it was
it's
a very
hard.
weird
It's
race.
hard to take data from that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd say Red Bull weren't as far ahead as they usually are, because Red Bull's main like winner in their car is efficiency on both tires and DRS. So it's like they weren't able to like fully extract that because you're pushing
Yeah.
that whole race. So it's like it's more just flat out pushing, and that's why they didn't have that huge advantage as they had all year. Is what I've kind of heard. I saw that in a little tech talk. I saw that just coming around. So, which makes sense. And like people have talked about that, or it's just, they're just an efficient car.
Yeah.
And yeah, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's going to be a fun weekend.
I'm excited.
You know what I'm more excited for?
What?
We got 3 races in 3 weeks.
Coming up?
Yeah. Wait, let me fact check that.
Fact check that. Wow, I have to piss again, dude. How much time do we have on the clock?
I don't think it says, does
Oh,
it?
It does say.
It does?
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you, though. All right, let me go.
I don't care.
Well, just read out the script while I'm going to the bathroom.
Read out the script.
Or the races.
Oh, okay. So we got the U.S. This weekend, Mexico next weekend, Brazil the weekend after that. So, yeah, we got 3 races in a row.
And then sprint only this one?
We got a sprint at the U.S., normal race Mexico, sprint in Brazil.
Sprint in Brazil?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay, guys. We got a lot of F1 coming up. A lot of good episodes. A lot of betting. A lot of profit. It's actually like, that's like, I don't remember the last time we had 3 weekends in a row of racing.
Yeah, those might be some longer podcasts because we got to go race recap plus predictions.
Fuck.
So we might just shorten both of those, but we'll figure it out.
Or we just go long format. Who
Or we
cares?
go, long format, or like maybe no funny section, or maybe altered.
We
short.
haven't even done the funny section.
No, we have not.
Wait, what was the time at?
It's pretty long.
Like an hour?
We're at an hour and 15 right now. I'd say we just keep going. We're having a good time.
Yeah, why
Austin
not?
GP.
Yeah.
We knew this was going to be a special podcast. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's next is the funny section.
Okay.
Or segment.
Let's do it.
We
Get some water
could
real quick.
we could modify it too, where instead of going team to team, we just pick our top 3. Or do you want to go team to team? Top 3, bottom 3. I like that. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, let me explain this segment to you. So it's F1 driver Rizz. Which driver would you not want to bring your girlfriend around? Which one would you be scared about? That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to rank the drivers who are the best and the ones who are just bad. Just like you would happily introduce any attractive woman and have no fear of them, taking a little steal, having that aura around them that all F1 drivers do. I'm excited about this one. It's similar to one we're thinking about later. But I think this is a good one because it's all very different. Like it's very personality driven. I'm struggling here. It's hard to explain the set for that long.
Yeah, we got to figure out our
Did
piss
you not get
schedules.
water?
No, I did. I got. From the
You're
sink.
not drinking. This is water.
I got my LaCroix.
This is Rocky Mountain
Probably
water.
should sponsor LaCroix actually.
Yeah, no, they haven't sponsored us yet.
We'll blur that out.
Just blur the can the whole way.
So you explained it.
Yeah, and then I said top 3, bottom 3.
Okay.
I think I explained it pretty well.
Cool. Should we pull them up? I can look on my phone.
Like all the drivers.
Yeah.
We should know by this point. We do know, but that'd be a funny whiteboard thing.
What?
Just to name like the calendar and all the drivers or something.
That would be.
Like,
I could not do the calendar.
But that's what's fun about it.
I could probably like
drivers
not
would
in
be
order.
pretty easy.
Yeah, drivers would be very easy.
Or
Or like team principals. That would be
team
funny.
principals would be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good idea. We should put that in the doc. Okay. Do you want to go? So we're doing third top, third bottom. Do you want to go?
Oh yeah.
Start third bottom, switch off, go third top, and then we go bounce back until it's the rizziest of the Rizzer drivers.
The rizziest.
The rizziest.
What if we just did the bottom 3 and then did the top 3? Because I feel like it's like weird if we go like up down.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we're not counting Nick DeVries.
No, we're just
No.
doing
Current drivers.
Yeah.
Okay. So Liam Lawson isn't on there.
Yeah, he
Okay.
would be on the bottom though.
So Danny Rick. It's
It's kind of tricky actually.
it's really hard. I should have prepped a little bit for this. And are we factoring in age? Because it's like, are we factoring in like women our age? Because we're 22 years old.
Oh, we're just factoring in like
just how much they
how
can
well
spit.
they.
But like,
yeah, how they can Rizz.
okay, so like any age, like, because I kind of introduced it like you wouldn't want to bring your girlfriend around these drivers.
Oh,
But like, not really. I think
don't
just
know.
pure just
or that
game.
idea. Yeah, pure game.
It's a tough one. Or maybe we do go team by team, and then pick our.
Sure, we can do
favorite.
that. I'm down for that.
I think it's almost harder to do bottom 3, top 3.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay. So let's just go in order of constructors positions.
Yeah.
So start
like
with
that.
AlphaTauri. Let's just pretend Danny
Yeah.
Rick's there.
Get out of here, Liam.
Okay, so we have Yuki and Daniel.
Yuki and Daniel. I think Daniel is a Rizzler.
Yeah, he's got to be like up there as one of the best.
Yeah, I think he has to be at least top 5.
Because he flirts with Matt from P1 with Matt and Tommy. Like when they're doing segments together, like he'll touch Matt's thigh and Matt will just blush right away. And they're both straight males. Like
Yeah.
if you're like, it's a little bit different because it's like fame,
Mm-hmm.
but he's got the confidence to just
Yeah.
be himself and just be in the room, be a
smile.
smiley guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. So are we doing like who is more of a Rizzler?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Between
I think.
the two.
And then obviously it's Yuki. I think
Yeah.
it's got to be Daniel, just default.
Yeah, I agree, but it's hard to say because we don't know what Yuki has in his own language.
Yeah.
Because we only hear him in English. He could have some subtle Rizz in Japanese
He
that we
could.
don't know about.
Yeah, I think this is a tricky one because they're both pretty decent.
Yeah, and Yuki just isn't afraid of
No.
much. Yeah, I think these are both contenders for up there. Maybe.
Yeah, they could be.
Um,
Honestly, Yuki's like a kind of a dark horse here.
Dude, he is a dark horse, and I'm there for it. And that's something I think we have to factor is the language gap.
Yeah, true.
And maybe factor in a little bit what kind of girl they have,
Yeah.
just in your mind. But I think we're taking Daniel
yeah, I think we
for
have
the
to take
AlphaTauri
Daniel.
boys. Tricky one.
My immediate reaction is Nico Hülkenberg.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. He's the German. I think he's a bit more straightforward.
A little better looking, a little taller.
Yeah, I would say definitely better looking.
Like, does K-Mag have a wife? Yeah,
yeah. I think
they're
they both have.
They're both married.
They both
have kids.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like back in the day, I think Nico was kind of like an up and coming. Like he was expected to be nasty enough one. I think he had some Rizz for sure.
Definitely
just blonde, just
like in the 2000s.
Yeah, dude. I'm like,
definitely.
Oh,
see you later.
Like gelled back hair, like a little bit longer,
spiked
like
up a little bit or something.
Almost David Beckham vibe. Like, easy.
Kevin's
Nico.
also like he's like that kind of Finnish Scandinavian.
The Finnish do not have good Rizz.
No,
they're quiet. They're to themselves, but with their own kind, with their own Scandinavian woman, they can do some damage. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
it's another language thing. It might be tough.
But yeah, I think we got to go Nico.
But yeah, they are known to be reserved people. Those Finnish. From Finnish to Finnish, we got Bottas and Joe.
This is tough because we don't know a lot about Guan Yu Zhou and his personal personal life or how he goes about his partying per se.
Yeah. I would say like Bottas has his girlfriend right now.
Oh, they're just dating?
Yeah.
Oh,
because I think I want to say he got divorced. I'm not positive about that. I don't usually dive super deep into the driver lives. I think he got divorced though, and then this is his new girl, and he's like, he pulled a cutie in his older years, in his 30s, like sportswoman, like she can cycle. Yeah, they cycle together. It's pretty cute. She made him, or like, she's Australian, which influenced him to go mullet, mustache.
Yeah, I feel like he's
more confident. Cool. Bottas, I feel like. So I don't know if he had that before meeting her or if she brought it out of him. Yeah. It's interesting to say, but I think you just kind of have to go Bottas just purely off evidence.
I think so too. I think we just don't know enough about Zhou in terms of Rizz.
But he could be good. It's one of those just like different language. He's Chinese. We don't know. We don't know what's going on over there.
He could clean up in China. Yeah. 'Cause it's like, what, 1.5 billion people? So like
not a lot of women though.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's all that first child.
Yeah.
We don't need to get into that.
We're just talking Rizz.
Rizz doesn't have to go that deep.
Yeah.
And then we got the Williams boys, Albon and Sargent.
Yeah, I think we got to go Albon here.
Yeah.
I think Logan's just a little too soft. Or not soft, but like, I just don't know if he has it in him. But does Alex have it in him?
I think it's similar to Zhou where we just don't know.
Yeah.
Like, he's like kind of new. Do you know Alex's girlfriend?
Golfer chick? Dude, she's like a
cool
LPGA.
Yeah, she's
professional.
Nasty.
Yeah.
She's nasty.
Yeah.
She's cute. Like, I think they met on Instagram or something. So I don't know who slid into who, or like who slid. It was something like dating app or something.
I bet he slid in, bro. I bet he has sneaky Rizz.
Yeah, so I think that he could be a dark horse, dude.
Yeah, he could.
Because if they if they met on social media, that means he probably made the first move. Yeah, and that means he's got something if it works out.
Something,
and that's just evidence based. That's
just a selfie.
Just pure evidence.
I would just send a selfie.
That'd be nice, dude. Okay,
this is interesting.
Yeah, we got Ocon and Gasly. Okay, so Ocon doesn't have a partner currently, right?
I don't think so.
And Gasly's got a cute one,
a cute Portuguese.
Like
she's got to be a model.
She's got to be a model.
I think she is, or like at least like an influencer.
Yeah,
type thing.
But if she's an influencer, is she just there for the clout? I don't want to say it, but it's got to be said.
She could be.
I think Esteban's got that like, he's got that like at the club side eye kind of Rizz.
Yeah,
like
I
not
can see that.
Like not flamboyant, but like that little subtle that like if a chick picks up on it, like he's good.
Yeah,
and I think Pierre's more extroverted.
Yeah,
than Ocon, so.
I think this could be tricky. The thing is, what I'm picturing, imagine both of them like a couple drinks deep.
Yeah.
I think Pierre
unfiltered.
I could see Pierre like, you know, coming up to a girl like twirling her.
Yeah,
something like that.
I'm like I'm thinking almost like his relationship with Yuki. Like I think it's like that was like big brother, little brother almost. So I think he can like have those connections pretty easily. I know it's a little bit of a stretch. I'm not going that route.
Someone clip this.
But it's just like he's able just to connect with people is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
He's able just to like make friendships, and if you have that confidence, you can carry that into a group setting, into a relationship status kind of setting. So
yeah, I think Pierre also is a bit more, from what it seems like, he's a bit more into the social aspect. Like he understands current like memes.
Yeah,
he understands like you know what I'm kind of trying to say?
He's not scared to interact with that world.
Yeah,
like he's just more of an extrovert. I think.
Yeah,
he's like more confident. Like the Liked by Pierre Gasly was going around. Like he was all excited about that, and
then Ocon's more like kind of keep to himself a little bit more.
But I think he could still have something in there. He did have a girlfriend last year, I think.
Interesting.
And she was pretty hot.
Yeah.
But
I think
that's
I'm going to go
one.
Pierre here.
I think you have to go to Pierre. I think Pierre's similar to Daniel, where he's in the race straight off the bat almost.
Yeah.
He's up there.
Let's not forget that your mom also thinks he's cute.
Yeah.
So
Mom
what does that
Rizz.
say? Mom Rizz.
Thankfully, she doesn't listen this far into the podcast.
Does anyone though? Gabe? Hashtag Gabe Dang.
Maybe. If you're here, put it in the comments.
Yeah. Comment if you're here, Gabe.
The McLaren boys.
My immediate response is Lando.
That's what you would think.
That's what I think.
And I would agree. I think Oscar's more like husband, like marriage material.
Definitely.
Oscar does have a girlfriend and Lando doesn't at the moment. So, and Lando did have a hot girlfriend, and I don't think they're together anymore.
Doesn't seem like it.
No. So does he have bad Rizz? Maybe
too much Rizz.
Like he can't stay with a woman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tricky lifestyle, man. A lot of traveling.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you just have to go Lando here.
Yeah.
I think we haven't seen Oscar's full potential. I think he's still opening up.
He has a girlfriend.
He does.
Yeah.
But I think he's still like he's very quiet at the beginning of the year. And he's starting to open up. Like you hear him talking on the Max Verstappen podcast.
Yeah.
Like chill out room. Yeah, I think it's a tough one, but yeah, I think Lando. Lando by far. Not by far, but kinda.
This one was interesting.
This is a weird one
because it's
introduce the drivers.
Okay, we got Aston Martin. Oh shit, I'm getting a call. Aston Martin, Lance Stroll. Now, my immediate response would be Fernando Alonso.
Yeah, me
2000s dog. You know,
see you later.
Beast, just world champion. Spanish
are known to have some Rizz.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And he's kind of like at that age where I feel like it kind of like he was born in probably 1980. He's like 40.
Yeah.
41.
He can dance probably.
He can dance.
Yeah.
And it's kind of where you grow up like in the 2000s where you kind of like
pre-internet.
Yeah,
you're
pre-internet.
Just like
it's
you
more
just go
like
out and socialize.
Yeah,
you
just
can
live
just talk. You just there's none of the bullshit.
Though I could see Lance having he could be a sneaky Rizzly bear.
Lance got that rich boy Rizz.
Yeah,
he's got that like.
Is that good?
For the right woman.
Yeah.
I think he could probably even be an easy one to talk to.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of experiences. He can bring those up. He can like he's not bad looking, dude.
No, I think he's a cute Canadian boy.
Yeah, and I think I'm going Fernando though.
I think you have to.
There were those Taylor Swift rumors of him
earlier.
He had a cute Spanish commentator.
Yes, dude, I was going to talk about that. And he kind of rizzed her.
Yeah, I'm sure in interviews he was like talking Spanish, and then he's like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then That's my Spanish impersonation. Yeah. I think I'm going Fernando.
Yeah,
I think it's close. I think it's close though, and it's
closer
also,
than you'd think.
It's also one where we don't know much about Lance.
Mm-hmm.
It's still pretty private. Ferrari, I'm excited to hear this one from you. I'm excited. Carlos and Charles.
Okay, this is a tough one because it's kind of like the pretty boys of F1.
Definitely.
So I'm trying to think who could Rizz me, but I guess that's kind of like a weird.
It's a little sus.
Yeah, it is sus.
Think about, you see them out in public. Who would you expect to be like chatting up a girl? And who
I'd
would do the
expect
best?
Carlos. I think Carlos here.
Dude, that's what I was gonna pick.
Yeah, I think Charles is a little too overhyped.
I think Charles is, I want to say, like, more attractive. Like, more, I hear more women saying Charles is like, oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some bad photos of Carlos, but he's still a dog. And I think he just got that Spanish just like vibe to him. He's got like the scruff.
Yeah.
He's got the flow. He's just like,
he's more manly.
Like, he's more manly, but also just like almost more confident, I want to say.
Yeah.
Like, I think Charles, like, he can be funny and stuff, but I think he isn't as like interesting in like podcasts as Carlos is.
Yeah,
like,
I
Carlos
agree.
Says what he wants to say. He's out there. He's got his opinion. He's just a dog.
I think we go Carlos here.
I think you have to go Carlos.
Even
I'm glad you
though-
said that. I thought you were gonna think
No,
Charles.
I'm not a fucking. What's it called?
And that
What's
might
that
be
show
different because
called?
we're dudes grading it. Maybe if it's a chick,
Yeah.
they'd be like,
We gotta get some girls on here.
So
If you're a girl, comment.
none of them are listening right now,
Yeah.
but you never know.
We got a very.
This video could go viral, and 4 girls could comment.
Yeah. We got a couple Instagram girls.
Yeah, that liked it.
Yeah.
We got the Mercedes boys.
The Mercedes boys, Lewis Hamilton and
This one's
George
tough.
Russell. This is tough.
I feel like both aren't great.
Yeah. The
Like,
thing
not
is,
bad, but like not great.
I think they both have girlfriends right now.
I don't think Lewis does. You never know
I
what
think he
Lewis is
does.
doing.
I think
you
he
never
does.
know what Lewis is doing. George has got his girlfriend for a while. She seems cool.
Yeah.
Kind of mommy.
Really?
Kind of feels like a mom.
Some people like that. Nick DePew.
I think I'm going Lewis here.
Really?
Yeah. I think he's pretty weird, but
Yeah.
I don't think that matters as much. Like, I feel like that's more like guy friendship wise. But with girls, they like have such different interests. Like, if you're just like, if you're able to talk to them, and like, I think he could. He's got some experience under his belt.
Yeah.
He's one of the most popular F1 drivers.
I think people would, or girls would think George is boring and basic.
Yeah.
And vanilla.
That's what
But
definitely.
and then Lewis is like, he has tattoos, he's
Mhm.
been around the world,
yeah,
like,
a little more flashy.
yeah, definitely. I think he's a bit more interesting. He cares about the environment. He's vegan, I think.
I don't know.
Can we confirm
anymore.
that?
I don't know anymore. I haven't heard him talk
Plant-based?
about it. Yeah.
But I
There's
think
more. There's more to him.
There's more to him, and I think he could spit
That's
if
a
he
big
really
part of
wanted
it.
to.
Yeah. Because George, he goes, I'm British and I'm a racing driver.
British. Do you know what F1 is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
boring.
gotta- yeah. Yeah. I thought that was gonna be close, but yeah, I think it's easy.
I think it's
win.
easy.
The
So
more we
George.
talk about it, this one, Red Bull.
Red Bull. Sergio Perez,
Could
Max
be sneaky.
Verstappen.
Could be Checo. Could be sneaky Rizz.
He could be.
He's got a wife, kid. He has 4
Yeah.
kids, but like,
He has 4 kids.
yeah, just had his 4th.
Wow.
I think it's hard because that language gap. I think he's
Yeah.
very like, when he speaks English, he's very just media trained. It's like a little bit hard for him, but in
Yeah.
Spanish, I see him. He has more life to him.
Yeah, especially like think about earlier in his days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's like not great, he's not bad at English, but if he's still not great at English, like back in the day, like when he's young,
Yeah.
like Mexican,
In Mexico.
takes confidence to come to Europe and start racing. He could be sneaky.
I think I'm going Checo here.
I think, yeah, because Max, I don't think he has a lot of Rizz.
No, I think he here's what Max would do. He would tell you something and then like laugh
Laugh about
then-
it and then wait for your response.
Yeah.
And then like That's it.
I think he's grown up a little too much in the limelight.
He took Kvyat's girlfriend, baby mama.
Is that Rizz?
No, I think it just got kind of handed to him with the driver's seat.
Wow.
Yeah, bold statement, but
that's crazy.
Some Talladega Nights stuff
it's
right there.
It's in the contract.
It's in the contract. Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't see this.
You won't. And just like, I think you would have to pull it out of him if you're a chick. Like, I think in conversation you'd be doing some of the work.
I think so too.
And
I think Checo
could be nice with it.
Yeah,
and he's a little sneaky. Okay, that was all the teams, all the drivers.
So we go bottom 3.
Maybe bottom 1 or like least and most.
Okay.
Let's start with least.
Going through it,
it's hard.
Yeah, it's tough because like I could say Joe, but it's like we just don't know. So that's kind of like a boring one.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Logan Sargent.
Oh God. Okay.
Just like he just doesn't seem like he has it.
No, he doesn't seem interesting.
Like, he's not even confident in an F1 car. He's like, just him in interviews, it's very just standard.
Yeah.
I think George might be up there for the worst, but
I was gonna say George.
Yeah,
so that's my guess.
And I think maybe part of it we don't know a lot about him, but I can't imagine him like almost even having a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so, and Georgia does, so he must have done something.
It's true. You want to go number 1 now?
Sure. You don't want to explain George at all? I guess we kind of did earlier.
Yeah, I don't know. We kind of touched on George. I think he's just not that interesting. I'm sure he does fine.
Yeah.
And there's other people that I would maybe pick, but it's just like I know enough about him.
Mm-hmm.
But
top dog. You want to go first this time? Because I went first last time.
I'm going Fernando Alonso here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he cleaned up.
Okay.
I think
because he didn't get married.
Yeah, I don't think he's married. He has no kids.
Could be part of it.
I'm sure he partied a lot. He's got the accent. He's Spanish, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He's Spanish. I'm sure he can dance, like you mentioned.
Yep.
Yeah, I could just see him. He also has just loads of confidence.
He's got good hair.
He's got good hair.
Yeah.
He's good looking.
A man.
5'4".
Yeah.
It's pretty short though.
No, I like that pick. Mine's cliche.
Sure.
Danny Rick.
That's a good one.
I just think like Fernando, there's too many unknowns.
Yeah.
I think Danny Rick's just a safe, just like what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And he has a pretty hot girlfriend right now. I'm sure there's been many more in the past and many more to come, maybe. Like we said earlier, just a safe pick.
I think he's a good balance between kind of like the bad boy vibe, but then also like the dad, like good boyfriend vibe. So I think girls are kind of into that.
Yeah. And just confident. And I've heard from everyone that how he is in interviews and stuff is how he is off interviews, like cool. Just in person, which I respect. Like that transition to character, I think shows that you don't have a lot of confidence and almost just like you're trying to separate the two worlds, but it's just him being him and he's doing it and this is his life and he's not afraid to dress up for an Austin Grand Prix. He's just there. He's that guy. He's that guy in the room.
He's him.
He's Himothy. All right, let's go to our predictions for pole position and podium.
This is a long episode.
It's a long episode. This is the last segment.
We got one more segment.
It went long, but we're here for it. Sometimes if we're doing it, we're doing it.
I love a good dude. The worst thing is when you're really into a podcast and then it's like,
all
right,
out of time.
Yeah, or like I don't know, it ends and you're like, wait, I was loving that.
Yeah.
Like what's that one with Mark Norman and Joe Rogan and
Protect Our Parks.
Yeah, and they're like 3 hours.
Yeah, it's like 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
In. You're just like you don't even think about the time anymore.
It's just
you have like 7 seconds and he goes, all right, we got to go to the Comedy Store tonight. Should we wrap this up?
Yeah.
And then and you're like,
yeah, and it's a bummer. So I hope you guys are enjoying this.
No one feels that way.
No one.
Not yet.
We're just going to look at the analytics, and it's just going to be like
the
0.
graph goes.
No, our average watch duration's like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like 3 minutes.
It's okay. So. We're learning.
Yeah.
Okay, we should just go into this. No one's listening to us anyway. All right, let's start with poll prediction. Who do you got?
Oh, poll prediction?
Yeah. Qualifying.
Shit. Do you know? You can go, because I don't know.
Like I said earlier in the podcast, I think Red Bull's going to have problems in qualifying. I'm going the second best, Lando Norris.
Okay. I'm going to go Lewis Hamilton here.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Please explain.
I think he's good at this track. They looked good last weekend. I know it's different, but they still look good.
Yeah, it still makes it difference.
And yeah, I just feel, I don't know if this is Red Bull's weekend per se. And I think Lewis is itching. He's fiending, may I say, for a good race.
For a good weekend.
So we'll see.
He wants that second position in the driver's standings.
Yeah.
I believe it. Redemption time, Lewis Hamilton. I like that call actually a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
I think it's going to be go mode for him. I think Lando's just like two McLaren drivers. If they do good, I think he's likely going to be on top. You never know these days, though. And also, I don't think Oscar's ever raced here before, which was part of my pick.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think they have a balanced car, too, for things like this.
Yeah, because they showed that they were good. Like the past, like my stat that I gave earlier, whereas like they have the most scoring in the past 3 races, all very different tracks. They went Singapore.
Pretty high speed, though.
They were, but like.
I guess not Singapore as much.
Yeah, I think they definitely are better in high speed, but there's sections of all those tracks where it's low speed, and they weren't horrible. So I think, like you said, balanced car. They understand their car right now, I think, too. So it's going to be easy, free practice. Boom, this is what we got. Let's go.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
So, yeah. And this is for points on the board. So
we're adding this?
Yeah, I think this is like,
I like
for
that.
the weekend, we just do pole position and then podium. And whenever you get right,
each one's a point.
Each one's 1 point.
Okay, I like it.
Podium. I started this time. You got to go.
Okay, podium. I'm going to have to go with... Oh, shit. I'm going to go Max, George, Carlos.
Max, George, Carlos. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
You want to explain it all? Or
are
you good?
I don't know. I think even though it could be a harder race for Red Bull, let's not forget how good Max is.
Yeah.
He could still win this, even with a similar performing car as others. George, again, Mercedes had a good weekend last week. And I don't know, maybe I'm just hoping for Carlos.
That's always part of it.
But
there's a little bit of bias in there.
Realistically, no. I'm keeping it.
You got to keep it. You can't change it like that.
I'm not. Yeah.
And you're spreading it out. It could be good. You don't know.
Yeah.
You said Lewis you think he's going to do good in pole or in qualifying. So I think that all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing Max number 1.
Okay.
I think they're still going to have the race pace, even if they don't qualify first. Lando Norris.
Lando enormous.
Number 2, I think it's just Oscar doesn't know the track, like I said. I think Lando's also had better race pace than Oscar. And then I'm going to go Carlos 3rd.
Oh,
also.
Okay. So
and I wrote it down, so it's like I'm not copying.
No, he's not copying.
I think Carlos did well last year, and he got kind of fucked up by George, so I'm excited to see what he does this year.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good one.
And I think this has been one of the harder ones to predict, so I'm excited and
I'm really excited for this race actually.
Here we go. Big attendance, sprint weekend.
And it's at our time.
Yeah, we can watch it live.
Yeah, we're gonna be watching it live.
Which is rare for us because we're on the I think East Coast is bad times, but we're on the West Coast, so
No, did you hear like
West Coast, baby.
did you hear the Las Vegas one is gonna be like 1 a.m. for East Coasters?
Oh, really?
Because they're trying to do it for Europeans.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
And also they're racing at night.
Yeah, but it's gonna be
So-
like super late for. It's gonna be like I think midnight or start at 11 or something.
Wow. But that's kind of lit, though.
It's kind of lit, dude. We're
Like,
gonna be
yeah.
partying.
Or is that... But I think for Vegas, they're racing on a Saturday night, too.
There we go. Even better, bro.
Yeah. Because it's... if it's nighttime, they would cater...
There, let me look it up.
They would cater for... I think I'm right on this because they're 8 hours ahead, so they would cater for morning Europe.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So I think they're doing like a modified race weekend. I hope I'm right on that. If that's the time they're doing it
The
at.
18th, 10 p.m. on the 18th is going to be.
I think it's Saturday.
It is Saturday.
Let's go.
Dude, that's gonna be so fun.
Oh, dude.
That's gonna be so fun.
We're gonna be drinking Coors Light,
Or maybe.
maybe,
Wow.
or do we go more bougie for the Vegas race?
It depends. It depends if they still sponsor us.
Martini.
Ooh, a martini.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a martini, and it was like fucking horrible.
Yeah, I mean it's just like straight.
Yeah,
pretty
it's
much.
just vodka.
It's straight
It's like vodka and olive juice. It's so bad.
Or maybe we go like whiskey because it's like whiskey and poker.
We gotta go like
Champagne.
I don't even. What do people get in fucking Las Vegas?
I don't think it matters. I think they just drink. I think we're gonna have an outfit for that that podcast too. Stay tuned. Do you have anything else to say?
Should I do the?
Oh, on the outro. Play it.
Yeah.
Play it. Well,
All right, we're gonna do an outro.
Excited for this weekend. We got the sprint. We're in the U.S. Best track in the U.S. as of yet.
As of yet.
Okay,
let's see if I can just.
AI is taking over the world. We have a little song. Sebastian Vettel. Karaoke.
Just wanna be yours. I wanna be yours. I wanna be yours.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Have a great night.
Long podcast. Austin Grand Prix. Let's go, baby.